All right, let's come on here. We're live. We're live. Hey, everybody. Good evening. It is Saturday, November 14th, 2020, and we are doing our 21st episode of Star Trek Radio Theater. Can you believe that? Wow, that's exciting. We're doing an episode of Star Trek Voyager tonight called Memorial, which is a very interesting episode, I have to say. And I'm excited to get into that. We're going to introduce the whole cast afterwards, but we hope you enjoy the show. We have a lot of us playing a few different characters. We're going to have it up here on screen if you're watching along live on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're listening along on the audio version, you might be listening to a little bit more of a condensed version. So we always leave comments and let us know how you enjoy that. But let's get into the show. All right.
We focus on the Delta Flyer. Paris and Chakotay are at the helm. Neelix is sitting at a station behind them. Ensign Kim joins them from the back.
Who left their dirty plate in the replicator? Tom?
It wasn't me.
It's a biohazard.
Take it easy. We'll decontaminate you when we get home.
If I ever volunteer for a 2-week away mission again, would somebody please confine me to sickbay?
Too much togetherness for you, Harry.
Nothing personal, Commander.
There is true. I've enjoyed our little junket together. It's given the four of us a chance to bond.
The bonding stopped when the sonic shower went offline.
That's all part of the experience. The adventure. Think of the great explorers that came before us. They survived without creature comforts.
I wouldn't want to bunk with them either.
Now there's a sight for sore eyes.
They all look at the view screen. Voyager is ahead of them.
Delta Flyer to Voyager. We are on our approach.
We've kept the candle burning in the window for you.
Forget the candles. Break out the champagne.
I take it the mission was a success?
15 planets scanned in 14 days. We've got a cargo hold overflowing with dilithium ore.
That's the kind of news I like to hear. We focus on a corridor. The Doctor and Torres are there to greet the away team.
The Explorers return!
Paris gets a kiss from Torres.
Welcome home.
I should go away more often.
I'm not going away for a long, long time.
Homesick, Harry?
Let's just say I'm looking forward to a hot shower and a comfortable bed.
Don't forget to stop by sickbay for your checkup.
Checkup? For what?
Away team protocol. Crew members are required to submit to a physical if the last mission's more than 2 weeks. Now, who's first?
I'll let you know in the morning, Doctor.
They all head down different corridors, ignoring the Doctor.
Why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? Commander, Mr. Paris, exterminate! Exterminate!
Torres and Paris are walking down a different corridor.
I've been working on a little surprise for you.
Ooh, naughty or nice.
Close your eyes.
I like it already.
We focus on Paris's quarters.
Come on. So what do you think?
Oh, a television set.
Circa 1956. I replicated the components, but I assembled it myself. This is the remote control. You select what you want to watch by pressing this button.
It's a simple remote with just 4 buttons.
Slight problem. There were no remote controls in the 1950s.
I took a little poetic license.
Cartoons!
I found them in the ship's database.
He changes the channel.
Vacuum action. Mop. Don't stop.
What the?
That is called a jingle. According to the research I did, they inserted them into the entertainment programs.
Paris is confused.
I know it's confusing, but I kept them in for authenticity. I even replicated popcorn.
Everything is perfect except for one tiny detail.
What?
You forgot the beer.
I can fix that.
Torres gets up from the couch and heads to the replicator to get Tom his beer, like a regular 50s housewife.
Boo doo 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 boo 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 da ba blah blah boo boo boo.
Paris switches back to the old cartoon, Daffy Duck and the dinosaur. Torres is back with Tom's beer.
You didn't miss much while you were away. The doctor gave a lecture on insects indigenous to the Delta Quadrant.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty boring until Ensign Farley started snoring, and then no one could keep a straight face. Of course, the doctor wasn't at all amused.
Paris changes the channel.
Ooh, hockey.
Here come the Red Wings.
Down the red line. He shoots, he scores. Bobby scores.
Over the Maple Leaf blue line.
Up the game. They go up the boards.
It was a shame that we had to cut the lecture short, but the warp core overloaded, and then the Borg invaded, and we were all assimilated.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't heard a single thing I've said, have you?
Oh, look at that.
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Later on, Paris is watching The Untouchables and eating his popcorn. Torres has fallen asleep on the couch.
This is Elliot Ness. Come out. We don't want any trouble. This is Unsolved Mysteries.
During a gunfight, the picture changes to a different set of people under fire.
What an attack! Stay down! Keep moving! Somebody cover me!
Paris tries changing channels, but the show remains the same. He goes for the final resort, manual controls, before hitting the set. The show has changed to a black and white war movie. As he's watching the set, he sees that one of the soldiers is himself holding a phaser rifle. This freaks him out.
We need a medic over here! Stay down! Move it! Stay low!
Fade out. Fade in. Paris is still watching himself in the war movie. Torres is still asleep. We focus on a battlefield. Suddenly, Paris is in the movie. He looks around, confused.
I said, hold your fire! I need a medic!
Paris checks on some nearby bodies.
Keep moving!
Paris gets shot in the upper left arm.
Tom?
We focus on Paris's quarters. Paris is lying on the floor, asleep and tossing and turning. B'Elanna has woken up.
Tom? Tom, must have been one hell of a dream.
The Untouchable
Yes,
is back on the television set.
This is Elliot Ness. Come out. We don't want any trouble.
I was in the middle of a battlefield. I was grazed right here. They always said television was a bad influence.
How about a nice cartoon? That should chase away the nightmare.
No, I think I've had enough.
In the Jeffries tube, Kim hears sounds of battle.
Wow.
Kim starts to feel dizzy and is having some sort of hallucination. The Jeffries tube appears to elongate and the hatch seems further away. He drops the instrument he is holding and crawls on his elbows towards the hatch. Panting and sweaty, he opens it and gets out into a larger junction. We focus on sickbay. Harry is on a biobed while the doctor scans him.
It sounds like you had an anxiety attack.
I've never been claustrophobic before.
There's a first time for everything.
Do you know what could have caused it?
The doctor is annoyed and stern. Maybe if he hadn't been ignored, this wouldn't be happening.
Let's say you spend 2 weeks on an away mission, working 18 hours days. Then as soon as you return to Voyager, you become Ensign Eager, back on duty and raring to go.
I had work to do. There was a plasma leak on Deck 5.
Plasma leak or no plasma leak, you're suffering from exhaustion. I'm recommending you take the next 2 days off.
But
I can always make it 3.
you win. I guess I am pretty tired.
We focus on the mess hall. Neelix is chopping some sort of tuber with a large knife. A kettle whistles. And Neelix turns, startled, and holds the knife up, ready to attack. He feels silly when he realizes what it was and removes it from the stove. He goes back to chopping, and Naomi Wildman joins him.
Welcome back.
Oh, hello.
Did you have a good trip?
Wonderful. Thank you.
You look tired.
Do I? Just a little shuttle lag. Don't you have a geometry lesson? You don't want to keep your teacher waiting.
7 of 9 assigned me a special project. I'm supposed to build a tetragon, but I have to use everyday things. I'm not allowed to use a replicator. I was thinking of using some vegetables from the aeroponics bay. Carrots and celery.
Neelix is still chopping, in some sort of panic, completely ignoring Naomi. He's got the right idea.
Neelix?
Carrots and celery. Good idea.
Will you help me?
I don't think I have time today.
Tonight?
I don't think I'll have time then either. A lot of work to do.
Then why don't I help you? What's cooking?
She touches a hot pan lid, like an idiot.
Ouch!
Let me see your hand.
I'm okay.
Your hand. We gotta get you to sick bay.
I'm fine.
Sick bay.
Some crew enter the mess hall, laughing.
Get down. Stay behind me.
What?
I said get down.
We focus on a forest. The battle continues amongst the trees at night. Chakotay is there.
I'm hit! Someone help me with this, please!
Keep moving. Move out to the left contingent.
Chakotay notices the hand of a wounded person reaching up. He rushes over to discover it is not a soldier, but a civilian.
Try not to move.
Get away from me.
I can help you.
I don't want your help.
We see Chakotay in his bed on Voyager, tossing and turning, seemingly dreaming. And then we're back to the battle scene.
Hold your fire. I said, hold your fire.
We're under attack, sir.
Saavdra, where is he?
I think he's at the base. Let's move out.
Chakotay moves quickly through the trees to the base.
We were supposed to evacuate the colony, not destroy it.
That was before the Decans started shooting.
They are civilians.
Civilians with particle weapons. Tuvok to Commander Chakotay.
We focus on Chakotay's quarters. Tuvok's page has woken Chakotay up from his nightmare.
Commander, please respond.
Go ahead.
We have a security breach in the mess hall.
I'm on my way.
We focus on the mess hall. Neelix is holding Naomi in one hand and a phaser in the other. He's having some sort of mental breakdown. Tuvok and several security officers are there.
Tell them to call off the attack.
Put down your weapon. Neelix, let us help you.
Stay away. I won't let you hurt her. Get back.
Neelix shoots at a security guard trying to enter through one door. Chakotay enters through the other and ducks down.
He appears to be hallucinating.
Neelix, this is Commander Chakotay. Let Naomi go. No one's going to hurt her. That's an order.
No. Not until Saavdra's called off his attack.
There's a back entrance to the galley. If you can distract him, perhaps I
want to try something first. Neelix, listen to me. It's okay. Saavdra ordered a ceasefire. The colony's secure. The battle is over.
Why do I still hear weapons fire?
It's just a few soldiers. They're celebrating. The battle's over.
Neelix, please.
I'll protect Naomi.
How do I know you won't trick me?
Because I'm on your side. I want to end this conflict as much as you do. Let her go. It's safe now. The killing's over.
Neelix lets Naomi run to Chakotay, then hands him his phaser. Neelix clings to Chakotay as he takes him away. We focus on sickbay. The doctor, Janeway, and Chakotay are talking.
I gave him a mild sedative.
Any idea what caused the delusions?
His norepinephrine levels are 3 times what they should be. No, chemically speaking, he's suffering from a form of post-traumatic stress syndrome.
I dreamed I was fighting in an alien war. The same war Neelix seemed to be reliving.
Harry Kim was in earlier. He had an anxiety attack. I haven't spoken with Mr. Paris yet.
3 members of the same away team. Did you run into any kind of trouble while you were gone?
None. The mission was by the book.
The doctor scans Chakotay.
Your enigmatic activities contradict that, Commander. These are real memories, not mere dreams or hallucinations.
Maybe you were abducted, manipulated into fighting. Our memories have been tampered with before. We're going to retrace your mission. Start reviewing the Delta Flyer's sensor logs. See if you can come up with anything unusual. How long before Neelix is back on his feet?
I can wake him now if you'd like.
Do it. Each of you seems to hold a piece of the puzzle. Let's see if we can start putting them together. We focus on the briefing room. The 4 members of the away team plus Janeway and the doctor are there.
I don't remember much, just bits and pieces. I dreamt I was on a planet in the middle of a battle. I have no idea how I got there. I can't remember.
When I was in the Jeffries tubes, I heard weapons fires, screams. People were screaming. I got so frightened.
Of what?
I don't know.
I remember getting shot.
There's no evidence of a wound.
If our memories were wiped, our physical injuries could have been masked as well.
Do any of you recall who you were fighting?
It was dark. I couldn't see them very well.
They were firing at us.
The Nakan. The
Nakan! They were called the Nakan.
Right. They lived in a remote colony. We were trying to evacuate them.
But they both were fighting us.
Why couldn't they just do what they were told?
We had no right to be there.
It was for their own good.
Gentlemen, stay focused. You said you were trying to evacuate their colony. Why?
Those were our orders.
Who gave them?
Saavdra.
Commander Saavdra.
He was in charge of our unit. We were part of an attack force.
You were coerced.
No, I volunteered. We all did.
I find that difficult to believe. You were obviously manipulated somehow.
No. I remember now. We held a briefing to plan the evacuation. You were there, Commander. Mr. Paris.
It was a command post.
That's right. It was night. 200 hours.
We'd been awake for days. We were exhausted.
Flashback to the command post. The away team, Saavdra, and several other soldiers were there.
What do our spotters report?
The Nakan are unarmed. They won't put up a fight.
Once we've disabled their shield generators, we'll deploy units 5 and 6. They may be unarmed, but they won't be happy to see us. Don't provoke them. I want to come out of this with 0 casualties on both sides.
Understood.
The perimeter's the weakest in Sector 14. The terrain's very flat.
It's an ideal landing spot for transports.
Once we secured this village, take the colonists there. Get them aboard. Do your best to reassure them. Make them understand this is a temporary relocation, that we're going to be going back there in a few weeks. Understood?
Aye, sir.
Right, sir.
Everyone but Chakotay and Saavdra leave the command tent.
Problem?
Just one. This unit could use a little sleep. I suggest we wait until daybreak.
I promised Command, we'd have this colony secured today.
It can wait a few hours.
I'm sorry, but when this mission's over, how does a week on Tyrannus Prime sound?
Never been there.
Compared to this place, it's paradise.
We focus on the briefing room.
The mission proceeded as planned. We disabled their shield generators and entered the colony.
We were rounding up the Nakan. To be honest, I expected them to give us a little bit more trouble.
But then we came to the last enclosure. You remember the last enclosure? It was empty. Where were they? They were supposed to be there.
24 colonists unaccounted for. We thought the spotters had made a mistake. We should have known something was wrong. We should have gotten out then.
Flashback to the enclosure. The colonists are being walked out.
This way! Stay in line! Keep moving!
Evacuation detail to base. We're ready for transport.
Transport's on approach.
I have to find my husband!
Don't worry, he'll be on one of the transports.
Which one?
I don't know, but we'll find him.
Everybody down! Base, we are under attack. Repeat, we are under attack.
We focus on the briefing room. The away team is getting agitated and are arguing.
Those missing colonists, they were armed. They fired the first shots. It wasn't our fault.
We can't be sure of that. It could have been one of our own people. Fatigue, a phaser malfunction. You just don't know.
Either way, it doesn't justify what we did.
What did you do? What happened down there? Flashback to the enclosure.
Keep moving. Stay together. Hold your fire.
Stay down.
The colonists panic and run.
Stay together.
Stop! Stop running!
Get
Stop!
down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Stop running. Stop running.
The colonists, not listening, are shot as they attempt to run away. We focus on the briefing room.
We didn't have any other choice.
Like hell we didn't.
They were wiping us out.
That didn't give us the right to murder civilians.
I tried to protect the children. I couldn't stop them from running away.
I ran too.
Of course you did.
Sounds of phaser fire. People shouting. I had to get out of there.
Flashback to a cavern. Kim crawls through a narrow tunnel into the cavern. There is a kettle on a stove and some food on a plate. He hears a noise and knocks over a wall of barrels to reveal two people, a woman and her elderly father.
Please, please don't hurt us.
Move! Well, I can see you. Move!
Please, please. He's no threat to you.
Tell me, how can I get out of these tunnels? And I'll leave you alone. Tell me.
Go back the way you came. At the second fork, take the tunnel to the left. Follow it to the end. It will lead you to the river.
The old man moves forward.
Comes in.
Kim opens fire. We focus on the briefing room. Harry is losing it.
He was gonna kill me.
Easy, Harry.
They wouldn't listen. Why? Why wouldn't they listen?
We killed 82 civilians that night. No one was left alive.
Captain's log supplemental. We've entered the system where the away team conducted its recent survey, hoping to find an explanation for their recent memories of the Nakan massacre. We focus on Paris's quarters. Paris is lying on the sofa.
Yeah? Yeah.
Balana comes in.
Missed you at breakfast.
I wasn't hungry.
Sleep a little?
5-6 minutes.
I found another episode of The Untouchables. Elliot Ness captures somebody called Al Capone.
Capone. Maybe later.
Well, you've got to eat something. Pizza?
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I'd rather just be alone.
Tom,
No, I don't want to be comforted right now.
I know the last few days have been difficult.
Difficult? Difficult doesn't quite cover it. I helped murder 82 innocent people.
You don't know that.
I know what I remember.
The doctor says your memories could have been altered.
I was there! When I close my eyes, I can see the bodies. I can hear the weapons fire. I can feel where I was shot.
Then why isn't there any evidence of a wound?
I don't know.
All I'm asking is that you consider the possibility that this didn't happen. We'll keep investigating. There are sensor readings on the Delta Flyer that we haven't even analyzed yet.
I can't concentrate on sensor readings right now.
Try.
I can't! Stop pushing me! I don't want your help.
Torres turns to leave. She may love Tom, but she refuses to deal with him when he's being a huge a-hole.
I'm sorry.
You know where to find me.
We focus on the astrometrics lab. 7, Janeway, and Chakotay are going over pictures and stats on everything the away team encountered on their mission.
This was your first stop on the away mission. A Class M planet with 1 natural satellite.
Did you send anyone to the surface?
No, we only scanned for dilithium deposits. We were in orbit for less than an hour.
Next.
You came into contact with this vessel en route to your second destination.
Captain Bethar of Hodos.
Photogenic.
He's a merchant. Claimed to have a formula that stops the aging process.
Oh, you didn't happen to buy any, did you?
It was only a tripolymer enzyme. It makes a great shoe polish, though.
Moving on.
Your second stop.
Images of the massacre. Tarakis. The planet. It's called Tarakis. I've been there. Flashback to the enclosure. Janeway is now one of the soldiers. The dead bodies that are covering the forest floor are being vaporized. What the hell are you doing?
Stand aside!
They're already dead.
They were never here. We disabled their shield generators, entered the colony, and they were gone.
No one's gonna believe that.
They will if we all keep the same story.
I won't lie about what's happened here.
Then you say nothing.
We murdered these people.
In self-defense.
If that were true, you wouldn't be vaporizing the evidence. You don't have to listen to him. We've got to let people know we panicked. They'll understand.
No, they won't. Move away. I said move away.
Saavdra raises his gun on Janeway and she backs up. They continue to vaporize the dead. We focus on the mess hall. Janeway wakes with a cry. Oh! How long have I been here?
3 hours. You started hallucinating in astrometrics. I'm afraid I had to sedate you.
I was there. I was at the colony with Saavdra.
You're not the only one. 39 crew members have begun to experience the same memories.
It appears that the entire crew has been affected.
Janeway looks around. The mess hall has been converted into an overflow ward. Crew members in varying states of hallucinations are being treated. Janeway, the doctor, and Tuvok are walking through the makeshift ward as Janeway checks on the well-being of her crew.
The symptoms are identical. Increased engrammatic activity. Nightmares.
I can imagine the away team being pulled into an alien conflict, but these people weren't anywhere near this system.
We've analyzed Voyager sensor logs. If we did participate in a war, all evidence of it has been erased.
The dream was so vivid, as real as anything I've experienced, but I refuse to believe that we could.
Real or not, the memories are having a deleterious effect on the crew. The syndrome began to spread once we entered the system. I suggest we reverse course before it gets worse.
No, if this massacre really happened, someone is to blame. I want to be certain that it wasn't us.
With all due respect, your judgment may be clouded by feelings of guilt about an incident that never occurred. The danger to our crew here and now is indisputable.
Janeway stops at a crew member's bed and sits down beside him. I've seen you looking better, Ensign.
Yes, ma'am.
I felt better myself. But we're going to get through this. The captain gets up just as the ensign starts crying. Ain't nobody got time for that. She heads over to a quiet corner with Tuvok. The massacre took place on Arrakis. Go to Red Alert and set a course.
Aye, Captain.
The doctor comes over with a hypo spray.
Neural suppressant. It will help keep the memories from resurfacing.
7 brings food to Neelix, who is laying in a bed looking distressed.
Your favorites, Talaxian stew and Terranet souffle. The souffle has collapsed slightly, but its nutritional content is intact.
Thank you. It looks delicious.
When Naomi Wildman is sad, she consumes desserts. She claims it improves her emotional state. Perhaps you should try it.
Naomi must be terrified of me. After what happened in the gallery.
She's concerned about you. She told me she wants to visit you.
No, not like this. I might do something to scare her again.
I'll give her your regards.
7, when you were aboard, you were involved in some unpleasant activities.
I helped to assimilate millions.
I don't mean to be assertive or insensitive, but do you ever feel shame about what you did?
Frequently.
How do you manage to keep going, knowing that you've done such horrible things?
I have no choice.
Guilt is irrelevant.
On the contrary, my feelings of remorse help me remember what I did and prevent me from taking similar actions in the future. Guilt can be a difficult but useful emotion.
It's certainly difficult. Is that chocolate mixed in there with the terra nuts?
I altered the recipe slightly. I hope you don't object.
Not at all.
We focus on the bridge.
Arrakis, dead ahead.
Shields. Stand by weapons. On screen. Scan for vessels.
There are none.
Take us into orbit.
Ma'am?
Do it, Mr. Paris. He does it.
Life signs.
The planet appears to be uninhabited.
Looks the same as it did a few days ago when we scanned for dilithium deposits.
Signs of weapon fire, phaser residue.
Negative.
Run a full spectral scan. Look for anything unusual.
Nothing on geometric sensors.
Hold on. I'm picking up a power signature.
Source.
I can't tell. The signal's erratic, but it's coming from the northernmost continent, coordinates 172 Mach 5.
We focus on the transporter room. The away team is packing heat, phasers, and rifles for everyone. Phasers! The transporter energizes. We focus on Arrakis, open meadow. The away team materializes.
Call it an educated guess, but I don't think this looks like a war zone.
There's something familiar about it, though. I recognize those mountains.
Those trees won't hear.
Search the area. They split up into 2 groups. A bird call makes Chakotay jump.
Oh my god.
What a ninny. We see Tuvok and Kim in the wooded area. Kim is looking around like he recognizes the area. Tom joins them.
Ensign, the tunnel. It's nearby. The one where
How'd you get into it?
there was a rock formation. It hid in the opening.
They head off, and we focus on Janeway scanning the area with her tricorder. A faint energy signature. This way. Back to Paris, Kim, and Tuvok.
Over here.
There's your physical evidence.
I suggest we proceed with caution. Stand guard.
Tuvok leaves Paris with a security guard. Janeway and Chakotay continue to track the energy source. We focus on the tunnel. Kim and Tuvok are crawling through the small opening.
I can't.
Remain calm. Slow, deep breaths.
Okay.
We focus on the cavern. Everything is still there, but covered in cobwebs.
They were over here.
Tuvok's wrist torch illuminates a pair of skeletons. Ooh, spooky.
I found the remains of 2 humanoids, but you were not responsible for their deaths. They died over 300 years ago.
We focus on a memorial field. The energy source is a massive marble monument with a pulsing yellow ball on top. The base is inscribed with hieroglyph-like markings. Janeway scans the monument. I think we found our war. We focus on the astrometrics lab. Blueprints and scans of the monument are up on the view screen.
The structure contains a synaptic transmitter. I believe it was designed to send neurogenic pulses through the system.
So anyone passing through would experience the Nakan massacre, like we did.
Precisely.
Try running those symbols inscribed on the base through the translation matrix.
Chakotay reads aloud the translation on the screen.
Words alone cannot convey the suffering. Words alone cannot prevent what happened here from happening again. Beyond words lies experience. Beyond experience lies truth. Make this truth your own.
It's a memorial. We weren't victims of a conspiracy. We were witnesses to a massacre.
More than witnesses. By being forced to relive those events, half the crew's been traumatized.
Maybe that was the point. I certainly won't forget what happened here.
Anything in that database that might tell us who built this thing?
No, the technology has been neglected for more than 2 centuries. Its power cells are deteriorating.
That could explain why our memories were so fragmented. It was probably designed to transmit the experience in sequence.
Fascinating. Now let's try to shut it down so nobody else has to go through this. Kathryn.
Yes, of course. We focus on the briefing room.
Even if we do shut down the transmitter, I'm afraid your memories of the massacre are permanent.
But we'll prevent this from happening to other passing ships.
If we do that, all record of what happened here would be lost.
The monument will still be here.
But that doesn't really tell the story. Someone put a lot of time and care into building that transmitter. We can't just deactivate it. We don't have the right.
Did they have the right to force us to relive all that?
They wanted others to know what it was like, in the hopes that nothing like it would ever happen again.
Why should anyone have to experience an atrocity they didn't commit?
Because that's how you learn not to make the same mistake. If we destroy the evidence, We're no better than Saavdra.
Maybe he had a point.
It wasn't our fault.
Given the danger involved, it's only logical.
This isn't about logic. It's about remembering.
Some things are best forgotten.
Not this. I stood by once before and did nothing. Not again.
Captain!
I watched while Saavdra vaporized the bodies.
No offense, but those were other people's memories.
The obelisk at Kittimer, the fields of Gettysburg. Those are other people's memories too, but we don't honor them any less. The 82 colonists who died here, they deserve their memorial.
Captain,
We're not going to shut down the transmitter. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Captain!
Are you suggesting we leave it intact?
I'm suggesting that we repair it, recharge the power cells. I want that monument to function properly for another 300 years. We'll place a warning buoy in orbit. Anyone who enters this system will know what to expect. Dismissed. We focus on the memorial field. The original away team placed power transfer receivers on the monument base.
we're ready, Captain.
I know this was the hardest on the four of you, but if you hadn't stopped at this planet, all the people who died here would have been forgotten. And if they could, I know they'd thank you.
Oh.
Janeway to Voyager. Stand by to initiate power transfer. 5 to beam up.
All right. And that concludes our reading of Star Trek Voyager's Memorial here on Star Trek Radio Theater. We're coming on screen here. Hold on. We got a lot of people here in the studio this week, so we are going to come on camera here. Well, coming here to you from the command center here in Live Long and Podcast, we got everyone with the last name Mater who's in the cast. I got myself, Jeff, and Jane. So, woo! But let's, other people without the last name Mater are on this cast too, and they are worth mentioning. So first, let's bring in Kevin and Ashley Millard. We'll go through all the roles in a bit. Here we'll go, also bringing in Michael and Jessica Chan. And lastly, but not least, we have from Philadelphia, PA, we got Mott Tyrell. Our Neelix tonight. Okay, wow. So
Great things happened this year.
So just first impressions, did everyone enjoy that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really fun, interesting script for us to do. I thought interesting that it is, Veterans Day in the U.S. and Remembrance Day in Canada this week, and this was kind of like about remembering sort of the horrors and mistakes of the past and trying to overcome things. And I think that it was fitting. Although I think we had some fun with some comedy in some of the roles and some of the characters. I hope you guys enjoyed my Wayne's World flashback sound effect. I hope it didn't get too old.
That was hilarious.
Do-do-do, do-do-do. I was like, I wanted to find a sound effect that was like do-do-do, and I was like, why don't I just get do-do-do, 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 right? Or we just do it. I just want to call out this was a story by Brannon Braga with the teleplay by Robin Berger. Also, Kevin and Ashley Millard were the script editors and helped to put our narrations in and a lot of the different things. So thank you to both of you. Ashley was narrator and Janeway. How was that this week, Ashley?
Fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
Are you telling me, Dave, that it wasn't in the script originally that Tom Paris is a huge a-hole?
No.
No.
You're telling me?
Robin Berger put that in the teleplay, and somehow we were like, it's got to be there. It's got to be faithful. So yes,
that was just a spoken thing on the set. They were like, "Listen, you just have to be a really big a-hole," and he was like, "Got it."
Yeah,
She's
got
gonna
it.
give you beer, pizza. She'll
She lays it on, and like just to drive it
Ultimate
home. That,
TV.
yeah, all that hockey, everything else. So as mentioned, Ashley was Captain Janeway and the narrator. Also, Michael Chan as Commander Chakotay. Michael, great job. Kevin Millard as Ensign Tom Paris. This is the part where he's demoted to ensign. This is like that period of the show. What was this, season 6? During that period, by Kevin Millard. Great job, Kevin. You were like everyone was like silent here in the command center, at least when you were doing your scene with Jessica, as Blonda Torres. That was great. That was like,
when you were
wow.
being an a-hole.
When I was being, well,
You were like, I know how to do this. I got this.
Yeah.
Right. We had Jeff here, who was playing Ensign Harry Kim, mostly as Christopher Walken Harry Kim.
I switched to Harry Carey.
He became Harry Carey. Yeah, it was okay. So he was Harry Carey Kim. And and you were also dying colonist. You were the one who Chakotay has a moment with, sort of in this flashback. Jane here.
I thought that was Vinny Barbarino.
Yeah, it sounded like
A little bit.
I know that's my favorite sweat hall.
Hey, Mr. Kata.
My open 21 walk.
We had Jane as Lieutenant Commander Tuvok, as Commander Saavdra, and is also as one of the female woman, the woman in the cave that Harry Kim
killed,
Harry Carey
murdered.
Kim murdered. Yes.
Yeah.
You got murdered well there.
Yeah.
It was, great job.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal. In the script, I said, "Scream, Jeff, like you're murdering two innocent people," because that's exactly what this scene calls for. Jessica Chan, great job as Lieutenant Blonda Torres. In particular, I thought the scenes, but that one real dramatic scene with you and Kevin was especially amazing. Naomi Wildman, you were also with the scene with Mott as Neelix, which I thought was a great scene. I thought you two with the chopping. We had some
I like that chopping. Lots of chopping.
So hard to keep going.
And a kettle was whistling for quite a long time.
Well,
He was startled by that 1 minute long kettle whistle.
Great. You were also 7 of 9, which I thought your 7 of 9 was very true, almost like I thought like it was the spirit of Jerry Ryan very much. Not like an impersonation, but a good.
What do you mean?
Cadence.
She didn't do Ani?
I was considering it. I don't know. I couldn't do it justice like you did. So stuck
You're
to
too
do.
sweet.
And you were Ensign Ashmore, who was dealing with the memories and not dealing with it so well. You had that moment with Janeway, but Janeway, the narrator, was not agreeing with your character counterpart, Ashley. You were like, come on, we don't have time for this.
I watched the episode. And the ensign starts to cry, and Janeway just gets up and walks away. And I'm like, all right. He's just like, fuck this ensign, I'm leaving.
And I was also the doctor, the EMH, but I was the I was the Dalek version.
Amazing. So good.
And we don't hear the sound effect. You guys can hear it on your end, but we don't hear like the effect I put on it. Did it work well?
It
did. Yeah, it was really good.
Yes, they were. They were perfect.
Doctor.
Little did we know that Jeff was the exterminator of this episode.
That was a lot of fun. I think so. I got the soundboard to make a few effects. Like I was talking to Mott last night, and it was like, I think I can get the soundboard to do a few different effects here on this end, which gives us a few more options and things. So this was the first show we did that. I thought it worked really well. Just great. Like I don't know. Like this was I thought that the subject matter of this episode was really deep and dark, and I was like, it's gonna be hard. But I think we also had a lot of fun in the comedy, which is what if I was worried about anything, it was that, and I think that we overcame that. So great show. Great moments. Like I thought, like we had a lot of comedy, we had a lot of drama, we had a lot of sort of innovation. Wow, 21 episodes already. This season. We're going here on the rotation. We are Jane. What do you think?
I think we're doing great. I'm having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're almost at a full season.
Almost a full season.
Almost a
Of
full
like a-
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But-
we know we're going to be eventually wrapping up for a season finale, which maybe we'll do like just before Christmas or something like that for the movie. We're going to do Star Trek 4 is the plan, so we got to march towards that. We're going to have the most roles ever for that show. So
I do not know your name.
yeah,
Who's going to be the whale?
there's a lot of casting decisions that need to be worked out for that. So it's going to be, but we're going to have everyone here. Plus, definitely bringing Jody in for that and some others. Jamil promised me he would be part of that, so we got to get him.
Yeah.
So I don't know how technologically we're going to pull it off, but we're going to figure it out. So, all right. So I think that's it for this one. We're going to sign off. We're going to be back next week. We got to figure out the night. I don't know. We haven't decided that yet, what night it is next, but we're going to be doing original series next, figuring out what episode we're doing there, going back to Kirk and Spock and all that stuff. Also here on Live Long and Podcast, we do other shows. We do Star Trek Deep Space Nine rewatches every Tuesday night. We're in the middle of season 2. We're going. I can't remember what we're doing next right now. If anyone else can remind me, but we're in the middle of
The next one.
The next one. Just look it up. Look it up. Tuesday nights, Deep Space Nine at 9. Jeff, you host that one. What's going on?
Not much. We're just covering season 2, trucking along here on Deep Space Nine 9ish. Come on over if you want to just catch up on Deep Space Nine. I know Ashley's almost done. I know she's on the show from time to time, and she's she has a lot of views, and so does Kevin, and so does Jamil and Dave sometimes. And
I've never missed an episode. What are you talking about? Okay, and then on Wednesdays we do original series rewatches. We call them the TED Tracks with Jeff and my dad, Ted. He's been watching the original series. We do that with Adam Woodward, Jody Simpson, and right. And Dad and you and me, and so that's great. We watched this. We're doing Trouble with Tribbles next, so check that out next Wednesday night. We're doing Troubles with Tribbles, and then Thursdays we do Star Trek Discovery. That's me, Michael, Adam Woodward, Jane when she's it's
a late one.
But it's a late one, so she missed this last one, but Mike, we've been covering that. It's been a great season so far. We're 5 episodes in. We haven't really had a misstep so far, so I'm very pleased to say that about Star Trek Discovery, which a show I have been critical of. So check that out, and we hope you like that. And then we do our Star Trek Radio Theater. We also have our other channel, Super Mater Brothers Podcasting and Trivial Debates. Super Mater Brothers, where we have different scripted and reality different shows like Survivor and Big Brother, and Trivial Debates, where we argue about movies, sports, TV, and more. So thanks for watching tonight, everybody. I got to say, Doctor, the EMH, state the nature of the medical emergency. All right.
Amazing.
All right. Good night, everybody. Great job. Wow.